A very good, happy Friday morning to everyone out there. Landon here with you to bring you your final day of the work week's weather forecast, courtesy of Ohio Valley Insurance. Folks, looking out there early this morning, we got some stray clouds in the sky that's trying to stream over, helping create somewhat of an immaculate sunrise, according to some of the Skycam views. As we work throughout the day, this boundary is going to be lifting back to the north and east as a warm front. This could spark off a few hit-and-miss showers, maybe a stray rumble of thunder this afternoon. But the focus is going to be as we work into the weekend with the opportunity of some strong to maybe even marginally severe thunderstorms impacting the region. Let's get things kicked off overlooking the D93 Skycam, bustling downtown Bowling Green this morning, home of the Tony Rose Morning Show. I'll be down there chatting up the weekend forecast with him over the airwaves right around the 7:30 hour. You can check us out, and folks, take a look at the wispy clouds overlooking Morgantown this morning. You want to talk about a beautiful view of a sunrise, just the texture and the nature of those streaky cumulus clouds, courtesy of the Beechtree News Skycam there. Beautiful start up there for those in Butler County. Let's jump over here and get a look at those readings, shall we? Because it feels quite immaculate in the outdoors presently. What it's felt like in a very long time. Temperatures down to the mid-60s, dew points into the mid-60s as well. Unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the oppressive heat and humidity is going to get right back in here as that warm front lifts north over the region here. By the time we roll into lunchtime and on into this afternoon, we're going to be talking about afternoon highs catapulting up between the low and mid 90s, dew points rising up and closing in on the 70-degree mark or even exceeding that. We'll be looking at triple-digit heat indices being achieved this afternoon once again. Looking here at the latest surface map, you can see where we got this warm front that's going to lift north over the region, but then you can see this cold front approaching from our north and west. That's going to be arriving here as we progress into the Saturday time frame, thus sparking off additional shower and storm coverage with a little bit of better parameters overlaid to result in the possibility of some of those storms carrying quite a bit of strength along with it. So let's look over here at the short-term model guidance first and foremost to show you how this is going to play out throughout today and into tomorrow. All right, this is a model, folks. Take it with a grain of salt. But as we work into this afternoon, the warm front is expected to lift to the north and east. This is going to present the opportunity for these sporadic little downpours developing, maybe squeeze out a stray rumble of thunder or two, but those will transverse off to the north and east through the area, as you can see here throughout this afternoon and on into this evening. Now we're going to continue throughout the overnight with the loss of daytime heating. We're going to lose that activity. But as we progress throughout our Saturday, here comes the parent cold front out of the north and west, and you can see the reflectivity blowing up, especially as we get into the afternoon and evening, folks. These are the robust cells that we're going to be watching right around the early to mid-afternoon time frame for these to initiate and then pull off to the south and east across the region. These are the cells that we're going to be watching that could potentially become strong to even severe in a few instances. With a cold front finally making it to our south, but not until Sunday morning, we're going to keep this activity sporadically developing across the region. And then you can see here, folks, by the time we roll into mid-morning into midday on Sunday, the bulk of this activity should already be well to the south and east of the region, all right? So hang in there. Hopefully we can get some more rainfall, because the good news is we have seen some improvement regarding our drought conditions that was trying to creep down in here as we were looking at there throughout last week, all right? Speaking of which, you can take a look at that here in just a moment, okay? Let's get back over here. I want to talk about the long-term outlook, all right? This is how the surface map is going to appear whenever we get into Saturday. We're going to be locked into the warm sector. It's going to be even hotter and more humid tomorrow than it is today. Talking about heat indices possibly around the 105-degree mark, even a touch higher as the cold front plows through here, all right? So after the cold front gets through here, we're going to be looking at a nice reprieve from the action as we get into Sunday afternoon and again on Monday, with this area of high pressure dominating. This is going to bring in northerly flow. Folks, we're talking about Monday afternoon with highs down into the lower 80s. Dew points potentially sinking down into the 50s. It's definitely going to feel nicer than what it has in quite some time. But right on the heels of that, folks, we got another weather maker approaching here from the west on Tuesday on into Tuesday night. But then, folks, it looks like a cold front is going to get hung up across the region and working throughout Wednesday and then Independence Day. Look at that reflectivity blowing up across the region. Unfortunately, for the 4th of July, we could be getting in on a very active pattern with numerous showers and storms on the docket, continuing throughout Friday on the 5th, and potentially finally getting out of here Saturday into Sunday, bringing sunshine back and a little bit calmer conditions for us to enjoy. So if you got any 4th of July plans, which many of you all will have 4th of July plans, I know I do myself, gonna need to back up indoor plan just in case. Maybe not fire off the fireworks inside, of course, but you catch my riff, right? It's looking very active with a cold front hanging up right there across the entirety of the region. Rolling and running it back to the short-term model guidance, take a look at the Storm Prediction Center severe weather outlook for tomorrow. We are included in a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather risk scale. It looks like we could be having similar threats to what we had here a few days ago, with damaging straight line winds the primary concern, excessive rainfall and flooding, and a couple of instances of hail coming along with that. Total rainfall amounts here over the course of the next week, with that cold front hanging up especially, folks. Take these values with a grain of salt. It's stretching anywhere from 1/2 inch up to around 1.5 inches. But we could get in on some more with that cold front hanging up across the region throughout the 4th of July. You can see some of the drought conditions that was released here yesterday over Kentucky. We'll get a little bit of a closer view here. And you can see across northern Kentucky and eastern Kentucky, they're finally getting in on some drought conditions that are sneaking in there. That 1 to 2 inches of rainfall that we received right here across Wobbles just a few days ago has helped us out drastically. Here's a full breakdown of your next 5-day weather forecast. Very hot, very humid today. Highs between the low and mid 90s. Few pop-up showers, maybe a rumble of thunder this afternoon. Cold front approaches from the northwest Saturday, even hotter and more oppressive humidity coming along with it. Scattered storm chances throughout the afternoon and throughout the overnight, some of which could become severe. Those shower and storm chances steadily tapering off throughout our Sunday morning. Highs only going to be able to make the mid and upper 80s Sunday afternoon. Talking about the lower 80s Monday, lower dew points are going to be comfortable. And then, folks, Tuesday into Wednesday, we're right back up into the mid 90s. And that's going to be setting us up for the next round of active weather, with showers and storms expected to overextend their welcome Wednesday on into Independence Day and potentially beyond. That'll wrap up your Friday morning weather or not forecast presented by Ohio Valley Insurance. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a fantastic, safe,